So I think it's time we have a serious conversation about Tom Mitchell and what Ned Long's huge game really means. Let's get into it. So, as you're all well aware, Ned Long had an absolutely incredible game against the Swannies. 29 disposals, a bunch of contested possessions, 6 tackles, 9 clearances, 70% disposal efficiency. He was absolutely everywhere. And that was a Ned Long legacy game. Now, we've seen him start as the sub a bunch of times this year. And he's looked good when he's come on, but now he's finally got a full game, and we can see what he can do in the middle. Like I said in my review video, he's really that guy that's helping Nick Daicos, and you saw it a lot yesterday. Nick Daicos still got a hard tag, still had 34 disposals, but Ned Long in and under doing the grunt of the work, and then we see that champagne football from Nick Daicos when he was getting the ball, thanks to Ned Long's work around the centre, and Ned Long and Nick Daicos were the ones that were at centre bounces the most, and obviously Cameron because he's the ruckman. But where does that leave Tom Mitchell and to an extent Harry Perryman as well? Now, I do have to say that I was wrong. Harry Perryman looked really good at halfback yesterday without no Dan Houston. And he looked comfortable there. We know that he plays halfback. I just like him more in the middle, and I assume that that's only going to happen once or until Dan Houston does come back. So once Houston comes back, Perryman straight into the middle with Ned Long as well. Now, Tom Mitchell, injured since Anzac Day last year, still hasn't played a game, has had plantar fasciitis injuries, ankle injuries, foot injuries, and just hasn't. He had a really good preseason, then, did his ankle and was a stress fracture and all this sort of stuff, and he just hasn't gotten up and running. And I know we're really early on in the season, and there could be a time, maybe after the mid-season bye, that we do see Tom Mitchell again, and I want to see Tom Mitchell again. But I think the question starts asking itself, like, this is Tom Mitchell's contract year, so he hasn't got a contract after this year. And as much as I hate to say it, and I hate to make this video, have we seen the end of Tom Mitchell, but a Tom Mitchell-like clone in Ned Long? Now, Ned Long's not going to get your 30 disposals or your 40 disposals like Tom Mitchell does. But with Tom Mitchell in 2023, he was the architect of our season and why... Or one of the main reasons why we won the flag, because we didn't have a player like him to burrow like a wombat, right? He's an absolute wombat. And last year, you could see what happened when Tom Mitchell wasn't in the side. Now, I know Ned Long played 9 games, but Ned Long didn't have a good of a preseason that he did this at the start of this year. So you could see how bad we were in the middle and winning the games from the middle and clearances and goals from clearances and stuff like that, our centre bounces. Without Tom Mitchell's presence in 2024, you can see what he did in 2023. But now, does Ned Long mitigate the quote-unquote need for Tom Mitchell right now? Because there was a time where, well, just look at last year, we couldn't play without him, right? Nick Daicos had to win his own ball, had to get his own ball, win his own ball, and then use his own ball, right? Now, he has Perryman there, he has Ned Long there. Does that give the club and Tom Mitchell enough time to go, okay, you're fit to play, but you're not fit to perform. We're going to give you all the time that you need to get your body ready. But let's just say Tom Mitchell gets his body ready. It's around 15. Tom Mitchell's like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm big. I'm swole. I'm able to hit the ground running. Ned Long's had a good season. Does Tom Mitchell get back into the team? Who does he pushing out? Is he pushing out a Harry Perryman? Is he pushing out a Ned Long? And like I said, I know that there will be a time and a need for Tom Mitchell, but if Ned Long keeps playing how he's playing, does Tom Mitchell struggle to get into the team? And like I said, I hate to say it because I love Tom Mitchell. I hated when he was playing against us, but love that he's playing with us. A premiership player. Does he get a contract beyond 2025? Is he playing with us next year? Or at 32 or however old he is, do we say, hang on a second, we're maybe not going to give you a contract extension because we have these young kids coming up, because we have Perryman that can play that role, because now we have Ned Long, who is kind of a clone-ish player playing that role, and Ned Long's 22. So I think it's an interesting thought to have, a thought exercise. Do we need Tom Mitchell, or can we just use Tom Mitchell sparingly so we can give him a 1-year contract extension because he's gone through all this crap, and say, okay, we're going to give you a 1-year contract extension, get your body super ready, let's hit it hard in 2026, or let's hit it hard towards the end of the year. And the same goes with Jordan De Goey, but I want to make that a separate video because I've got another thought process with Jordan De Goey. But my main question to you guys is, do we keep persisting with Ned Long, Harry Perryman through the middle, and then what happens when Tom Mitchell comes back? Now, I wanted to sort of base this on stats, and I say, oh, Tom Mitchell was getting 6 clearances last year, blah, 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 but I can't do that because the sample size for Ned Long is so small, and he's played, 4 or something games this year. Most of them has been as the sub. He's only played, that one sort of full game, so we can't really go off that. But you look at the full game that he did play, which was against Sydney, and he absolutely smashed it, and he surprised everyone. Now, imagine he keeps doing that, because I anticipate that he doesn't get that sub vest anymore. I think he is really ready to go, and Fly reiterated that point in his presser where he said, Ned Long, it doesn't look like he's going to be the sub for a long time. And
yeah, I don't think he'll be sub for a while. His game was remarkable right from the start. His contest work is so strong. He looks such a beast at the contest, and if he's not winning it himself, he's getting it back. We just rewarded him inside. It was hard to tell him, a couple of weeks in a row that he's a sub, but tonight, so just go enjoy it, mate. And he's elevated our midfield.
I like the sub as an impact player, but I like Ned Long as a player that's just playing straight from the get-go, because he looked like, in the first half he had 19 disposals, 4 tackles and a bunch of clearances, and even though he was getting tackled, he's so big and his legs are so powerful that he was flinging those tackles off, and he was going through that Sydney midfield, and he was strong, he was keeping his ground, and that's exactly what Tom Mitchell was doing, like a Luke Ball type. And even though it gives me so much joy to see Ned Long get his second chance at an AFL career after, Hawthorn discarded him and then we picked him up. And I'm so happy for Longy. I do, my mind still goes to Tom Mitchell, and it's just like, I love Titch as well. Is it his last year? Do we give him a contract extension? What's that looking like for Collingwood going forward? I think there is a place for Tom Mitchell in our squad. I 100% think there's a place for Tom Mitchell in our squad. But it's going to be, by the end of the year, by maybe finals, Ned Long or Tom Mitchell. Could we see another John Noble situation where Ned Long plays well, but Tom Mitchell is that better player in finals? And we saw about Ned Long, even though, finals are so long away, anything can happen. But I think there's going to be a lot of tough decisions coming up for the coaching staff, and thankfully, I'm not a part of that. I don't get paid for that. So good luck to them trying to pick from a full, healthy side. I just hope that Tom Mitchell, now that he's seeing Ned Long do well, and now that he's seeing Harry Perryman do well in that sort of role, or similar role, he doesn't push himself and wreck himself even further. He can take as much time as he needs to get his body ready, get his ankles ready, get his feet ready, start playing match sim, because he really hasn't for months and months and months, and we see him towards the middle to late end of the season. But let me know your thoughts down below. Does Tom Mitchell get a contract extension? Does Ned Long go past him now? What is the makeup of our team looking like? Let me know your thoughts down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers, I'll swoop you later.